We spoke to the National Director of the Khulumani Support Group, who raised concerns about the compensation process, in fact, going a step further to call for an overhaul. I'm now joined by a Senior Manager at the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, Lufuno Mmabadi. Thanks very much for your time and welcome to the AM report. So at the heart of the concerns raised by the Khulumani Support Group was around ways through which the TRC unit operates. They're mentioning that as a start, the unit hasn't even come close to identifying enough people who can be considered victims of apartheid, so to speak. What's your immediate response to that?
Good morning, and then thank you for the opportunity. The point that you just raised now in terms of the unit itself identifying the different victims that are supposed to benefit from the reparation on education assistance, maybe in particular, I think that's what I'll try to zoom into. It's, yes, correct, I should say. However, there are a number of efforts that we've done since the regulations came into effect to make sure that the different people that do qualify are assisted. We do roadshows since the regulations came into play in 2015. And from that time until now, the number has grown gradually, and we're still hoping to see the number growing. For an instance, when it started around 2015, with basic education, we had about 333 people that were able to reach. To date, we've reached more than 3,000. For 2020, we've submitted more than 2,600 applications to the administrator, which is basic education, to assist in that effect. So it is a work in progress. We are not relenting, we are not relaxing. We are trying as much as we can to make sure that we reach everybody that is supposed to access this benefit.
Yeah, and I'm sure you can understand the root of the frustrations, right? This is a race against time. The atrocities were committed years ago, and there's, that saying I mentioned earlier about justice being delayed, essentially being justice denied. Take us through, I guess, the efforts that are being implemented to fast-track this process, and whilst you do that, perhaps reflect on us on the critique also that the compensation system in its current form is also quite dysfunctional, to say the least.
Come again?
So I'm saying, take us through what you're doing to fast-track the process, and as you do that, respond to the critique that even the compensation system in itself needs an overhaul.
Okay, thank you for that. The compensation system that we're using, and I'm choosing to zoom into the education assistance in particular. Sure. We are reviewing it, yes, but I don't think that one would say that there is unfairness in it. I should say that where we started off, because it was a process that was new to the department, for an example, with tuition fees, we had a capped amount of tuition fees. But then as students were enrolling and we realized that we could not work on that, we've reviewed it. We have an unlimited amount in terms of the tuition fees. We have capped amounts, yes, in terms of the other allowances. And what we have done currently, we are also working on reviewing the regulations to make sure that the limitations which were there are taken off. For an example, we're now looking at study material support, that whatever a particular student needs in line with whatever they are studying, that need is provided for. So like I said with the first question, this is work in progress, and I think the experience that we get each year, we're not ignoring it. We take it in, we review, we amend where necessary to make sure that the beneficiaries get maximum assistance from the benefit.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Thanks for your time and your insight. One can only hope that the engagement will continue, but more importantly, that they'll lead to, I guess, the material change in people's experiences with the TRC. Certainly appreciate your time. Lufuno Mmabadi is a Senior Manager with the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Still to come on